Stefon Diggs on the move in the SB Fantasy Football Podcast.
That's our name?
It's really long. And welcome to the SB Fantasy Football
Just
Podcast,
average size.
where we try hard. I'm Alan.
I'm Robert Dave.
And we had a big trade go through today.
Huge trade.
Huge. It's just a trade.
I was surprised that it happened, but I wasn't shocked. Can you be shocked and not surprised?
I wasn't surprised or shocked. You knew he was going to get traded.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard yet, Stefon Diggs was traded from the Bills over to the Houston Texans for some draft picks. I'll go over the haul here in a second, but everything you've been seeing for the last two seasons, really, right, is Diggs just isn't happy. He wants out of Buffalo. Buffalo finally said, you know what? Yeah, get out of here.
Just had enough of him. You know what I mean? And he had all that. He had all the talent in the world. He had one of the best quarterbacks throwing to him and whatnot. And it just seems like the same thing. Like even when he was in Minnesota, right? He was loving it and then just went sour because I guess he wants to win a Super Bowl, right? He should just go to the Chiefs. I mean, he could have already had two of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they probably don't want to.
Or he kills that locker room.
He kills that one too.
I really feel like Stefon Diggs is he's just kind of a locker room pariah.
Him, right? And then you got his brother chiming in, and then Twitter. I mean, you gotta just chill this guy out.
He's becoming a problem and an issue, and the Bills just said, you know what, we're done with it. God. You're pretty good and all, but you know what? He's also hit that magical number of 30.
I was gonna ask you, how old is he?
He's 30.
It's over.
And when wide receivers hit 30, except for there's a rare few, but majority of them, their production just starts to go downhill. The Bills ended up picking up a 2025 second round pick, which will actually be the Minnesota Vikings pick. That was a pick that was traded to the Texans, as well as a 2024 sixth round pick and a 2025 fifth round selection.
I think they got a pretty good deal.
Now you're adding another weapon to that Texans offense.
Dude, look at the depth chart. It's insane.
You've got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Stefon Diggs. So you got three pretty good little wide receivers there,
Noah
right?
Brown too.
Noah Brown has been pretty good. Dalton Schultz had himself a pretty good year last year, just got a big contract. And they traded for Joe Mixon.
Yeah, Mixon's there in the backfield, and then he's ahead of Dameon Pierce right now.
Right.
And Pierce is no slouch. And you still have, Robert Woods is a little old, but he's still a solid receiver out there. You take a look at this lineup from not only a fantasy standpoint, but they're the best team in Texas at this point, right? They've surpassed the Cowboys, I think, in talent.
I would say so.
And holy moly, I can't wait to see what Stroud puts out this year because he found his footing, and buddy, he started to take off a little bit.
We'll see what they do.
Hopefully Tank Dell stays healthy because he is phenomenal.
He's a pretty good receiver as well.
Pretty good.
He's
guy.
pretty good. He knows how to catch football
and run fast
and not get tackled. But you're adding a veteran presence to a young wide receiver room, and you just hope that Stefon Diggs realizes he's kind of at that point in time in his career where I don't think he should expect to be the top dog there, honestly.
They have him listed as number one, probably for that one reason. It's because of his ego.
His ego, for sure.
But Tank Dell and Nico Collins are 1 and 2 in tandem there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if I think this opens up a lot of action for, say, Tank Dell, because Diggs is still going to draw some coverage, maybe some doubles every so often.
He's definitely still got some talent and some ability.
I think they're going to double Collins more, and it might open up Diggs. So he's ranked 15th PPR right now as a receiver. So 15th highest receiver. You think this bumps him up, lowers him down, or keeps him right in the middle? I think
this kind of lowers him some, just because there's a lot more mouths to feed.
Yeah,
where in Buffalo, it was him. Yeah, right.
You had Gabe Davis, but he's hit or miss. And then was it Shakur? Shakur's over there. And not Dawson Knox, but the back of the kid, Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, he took over, and he's a great pass catcher man.
Oh, yes. He is also good at football.
He's good at football.
But yeah, I kind of want to put him down a little bit lower than 15. Just because, again, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, Mixon will catch a ball or two out of the backfield for you. Like you said, Noah Brown,
it hurt my heart
Robert Woods. There's just a lot of mouths to feed. So you can't just focus on him. Yes.
Updated within like the last hour or so, he did go down. He went down to 17 now. He's a tier 4 receiver. He's behind your boy, Mike Evans. They got Mike Evans listed as a tier 4.
I don't understand that because all he does is produce.
Yeah. So CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra. Those are top tiers. You get in the second tier, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson is number 7.
Amon-Ra in second tier is upset.
Puka.
That's concerning. Quite concerning.
This is for PPR and for fantasy. Now there's a lot of mouths to feed up there in Detroit, so he doesn't put up like those 50-point games or 45-point games. You know what I mean? He's a 20 to 28 point, 30 maybe
every week though.
Yeah,
right.
But then it falls out. That's a Puka that rounds up the number 8 spot in the tier 2. Then you got Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman Jr., Nico Collins, number 14, Debo Samuel, number 15, and then you get down there, you go Mike Evans and then Stefon Diggs. So I think everybody's kind of got your thought process. He's going to start slipping.
I think and again, it's there's a lot of mouths to feed there. And
I mean, he's ahead of Rashee Rice right now. I mean, but that's just for the moment.
We'll talk about that some other time.
That's just for the moment.
But he's 30, and he's hit that magical number of where wide receivers start to decline, and he's taken a lot of hits over the years too. So we'll see. But I mean, all in all, I don't think that helps his value for me. I'm looking at him for maybe my 3rd wide receiver.
I was going to say, he'd be 3rd place,
third or 4th. You know, depending on if it's PPR, I'm looking more like 4th receiver because I'm going receivers early, right, in your PPR formats. So, and I just don't think he's not going to have those 10 catch games. I don't think, because he's going to spread the ball around.
There's too many.
There's too many.
And I hope that this is for the Texans, the Texan fans, and everybody else out there. I hope that Stroud does spread it around because then they don't know who the hell to cover. You have so many weapons. Why would you focus in on one? Because all it's going to do is cause problems anyways. But I hope everybody there as well, the receivers, the tight end, running back, they were like, hey, we're just here as a team. We might win a freaking Super Bowl this year.
This could help Joe Mixon out because you're gonna spread that field out with the 3 receivers. You got 3 good receivers and Dalton Schultz there at tight end. So you got 4 good receiving threats right there.
And Schultz can block too.
Right. So you're not going to be able to put a few extra in the box to stop Mixon. I think he'll have some more holes. So I think that helps Joe Mixon out. But as far as the receivers are concerned, I don't think that helps them.
Just be on the lookout for some explosive plays on Sunday. Explosive. Yeah, I can't wait to see this team and the way it goes. And I hope Diggs gets there and realizes, hey, you know, this is a fresh start. I got a whole team, got young guys I got to lead. You know, I mean, but yeah, you're not the fastest on the team. You're not the biggest at all. I mean, you've never been that big, right? He's 5'11", I think, 5'10".
Something like that.
But I mean, he's been a solid player his entire career, but it's just it gets worn out at location.
He's listed at 6 foot.
6 foot?
Listed at 6 foot.
I don't know. Well, everybody looks taller on the field, right? So, like, you know, you see him next to a bunch of linemen. I think that's
with his helmet on.
and his cleats. He's got the inch and a half.
Standing on concrete, so he's a little bit taller. The cleats aren't going down.
But, I mean, just take a minute and look at this lineup. But, yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal. This offensive if everybody can stay healthy.
That's the key. But also keep your eyes on the fact of we've seen it in the past. You get all these offensive weapons and you expect all this production, and then it does nothing but just go down. CJ Stroud, this is his 2nd year, sophomore slump. That's a real thing. People have tape on them. They have plenty of time to build around game plans around them now. We'll see. But I think it will definitely help the Texans as a team as a whole. Fantasy-wise, Diggs, receivers, a little bit lower, but Mixon, I think that kind of helps him a little bit.
Boy, if Stroud has a bad year, Diggs is going to be unhappy.
Oh, my gosh, he's going to be so upset. Can't wait to see who he gets traded to next year. But thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you guys. Let us know your thoughts. What does this do for Stefon Diggs' stock? Go up, go down, stay the same? Let us know. As always, I'm Alan.
Rapid Dave.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.
Way down.
Thank you for listening to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast.